Drop tine tackle, growler again. Hey guys, we got a little one in the net here. It's our first time on this body of water. We're not even sure what we're looking for right now.
Just exploring.
We're exploring. We're in some weeds. We're gonna get this one cleaned up, and we'll probably do a couple 54-second breakdowns because it's brand new water for us. But for right now, it's the first one on this lake. It's not big by any standards, but that's okay. We're okay with that. We're gonna get it cleaned up. We'll be right back. Okay, so here he is. It's a little guy, but you know what? For never fishing here before, we're gonna take it. He was awfully aggressive.
4 or 5 little northerns we've caught.
Yeah, no, nothing wrong with a little guy like that.
Go get his mom.
All right, let's throw that one back in.
See ya.
All right, again, that was on the drop tine growler. Which color are you using there, Dave? That same one you used last week for that tiger, was it not?
Absolutely. It's just money.
Okay, we'll be back in a little bit. Hey, that's the start.
Well, not skunked again. That's a beauty.
Yep.
Come follow me.
What's a big one?
Yeah. Got him.
Bring him back. Here we go. Right there. Nice.
Oh, perfect release. Thanks, you little bastard.
Yep.
That came from 5 feet inside the weed line.
Okay, Dave, tell me how many casts you made since that last fish.
Yeah, one.
One cast? I'm gonna ask you what you caught it on.
Drop tine tackle, growler.
Growler again, 2 fish on the day. I got the lures right here up at the front of the boat. It actually cleaned itself when it hit the net. I had just cast, and again, it's a little spotted muskie. This one's
a little bit bigger.
It's a little bit bigger. It's still not the one we're after, but you know what? We're not gonna have any complaints today at any of these fish. Dave's gonna grab it. And because this is caught exactly on the same spot, we're gonna tie a couple things together in the shop and show you guys what we were fishing. So Dave's gonna grab this one. That's a pretty looking fish. Got a few scars from spawning.
If you would just cooperate.
Hey now.
Yeah, nice little guy.
Yeah, a little beat up.
They're getting a little better.
Hey, we'll take it.
Absolutely, we will.
Beauty.
Oh, there he goes.
Bye, bud. Okay, what's the over and under on fish on the next cast?
I don't know.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to another 54-second breakdown. This was early July 2022. Brand new lake for Dave and I. I'd been on it years ago walleye fishing, way before I got into muskies, but Dave and I knew from others that have been out here that we're going to see a lot of weeds out here, but we were not prepared for the amount of weeds that we've seen. So this is the spot where Dave caught the 2 fish back to back. And because it's a new lake to us and we knew there was a lot of weeds there, we were looking to find, you know, the best weeds on the most obvious spots. So here we have like a sand beach point, lots of pencil weeds around the shore. So wherever we saw pencil weeds, we thought, okay, that's sand. Let's go in there, see if we can find a cabbage bed in front. And in most cases, we did. We would find pencil weeds in the back, and then there'd be a cabbage bed out front. But because of the high water levels and because of the high water temps already, weeds were growing up way quicker than we were expecting. It was very hard to find distinct edges. They were just almost like clumps of weeds. So we had fished this edge here, kind of worked our way around, and because the wind was blowing down this way, from the northwest, so the wind direction was kind of down this way. We're getting waves kind of pushing off of this point. And we come around the backside of the point, and we did find a pretty good cabbage bed, but it was a really irregular shape, and we were having a hard time kind of finding any type of edge. And on this side here, similar to this, we were seeing depths on the outside of 10 feet, 8 feet, off the corner, we were seeing like 14 feet. And we started to move fish off of this point, and especially as we got tucked in behind of the wind action, so the leeward side. And the key thing for us, David picked up the first fish kind of right off this point, and we didn't realize it at the time, but on his next cast in, he cast in after we released the first one. Our boat was sitting out here. Dave cast in, and you can hear him in the video. He said, "I got it from behind the weeds." And that was a big moment for us, that we realized that a lot of these fish were using the weeds, but they were using either that distinct inside edge or they were using this distinct outside edge. And once we started to move a few more fish like that, we really didn't have to target inside the weeds. We had to just go inside or outside. And on that particular day, we were able to pattern that out. We did move quite a few more fish, but we didn't catch any more. But what it did to us is that we understood where the fish were relating to those weeds.
Fucking Thatcher's gonna give us the fish. Thank you. Oh, let's catch that fish there. Did you get him? Yeah. What is it? It's just a northern, probably. Very big. Now,
as you're breaking down new water, and it doesn't matter what type of water it is, if you have any type of intel on it, whether the fish are relating to rocks or weeds, or in this case, we kind of knew we were looking for weeds, we started looking for those transition areas as well. And because we already knew, like the last example, that these fish were using either that deep outside edge or using the inside, this is another spot where we've seen multiple fish, and I think I raised probably the bigger fish of the day off of this spot. And it's a very complex spot, very indicative of Shield Lakes. But the key spots here for us, we were working our way down this shore, and this was all bedrock shoreline here. But what we seen were little isolated patches of pencil weeds in the back, and that kind of drew our attention because we're like, okay, there's some sand pockets in there. We started to move fish almost in front of every one of these clumps of pencil weeds, whether it was a northern or whether it was a musky. And we started to work our boat off of this deep edge. And what we found was the best fish were sitting in this pocket right here between two major clumps of weeds with access to rocks shallow in the back and access to deeper water on the outside. And once we started finding spots like that on the lake, we are consistently seeing fish. So again, it was just, we were able to pattern it by figuring out where we were seeing fish in relation to the weeds, and then going throughout the lake and trying to use that same pattern to find fish on very similar structures. And one more thing I'll add on this spot, because it's a complex structure, as we worked around it with the boat, there was just an end to the weeds off of this big boulder here. There was just no more weeds down the shoreline. That changed to a cobble, just a classic cobble rock shoreline. And we started to see fish on this edge here, but they were holding super, super tight. So again, for us, once we started seeing them relating to super shallow rock, we were able to go around the lake, and if we didn't see any pencil weeds, we could kind of just move over and look for cobblestone and know that we are going to have a good chance at moving fish. So hopefully breaking this down like this will help you guys out on any of the lakes that you might fish. All right, that's a wrap for the SS minimum wage. We wanted to try this lake actually for a while.
Went on a little excursion today.
Yep, and turned out good. We only got the 2, which is okay. We raised one. I had one come up, maybe a 40 incher,
Yeah,
give or
something
take.
like that, yeah.
Nice to see. and we'll definitely be back out at this lake, I think.
Oh, for sure. It was fun. It's a little bit of a chore to get into, but not bad. And we caught, what, 600-700 northern?
At least 600 northerns. Most of them on the drop tine growler. So if you guys are out there like your northerns, you definitely want to check out drop tine tackle, because the growler will handle the northerns with ease. And I caught quite a few northerns on the Dadson cheese curd as well.
Yes. So yeah, we'll be back. As it was just a learning day today, but we did figure some stuff out, so we'll be back here.
Definitely be back. And if you guys want to check out another video where we had a pretty awesome day last summer, check out the video right here. And until next time, 54 Bust is out of here. We'll catch you guys out on the water later.